Alan Williams here. We're breaking into programming to bring you the latest on the developing situation at UT. Our own Eva Harikova is there. Eva, what's going on?
Well, UT's campus is currently blocked off due to a tanker that tipped over and spilled at the CSX yard across from the UT Rec Center. It was carrying 5,000 gallons of trichloroethylene. Most of it is still in the tanker, but some has spilled out onto the road. Knoxville Fire Chief Stan Sharp reports that units from Fort Sanders Fire Station No. 9 were the first responders on the scene, with current backup from downtown headquarters and Baxter Avenue Station. They're currently using sandbags to soak up the rest of the trichloroethylene that is still spilled on the ground. Trichloroethylene is a dangerous substance, and one worker and 3 students have already been taken to the University Medical Center by Rural Metro.
Now, I need to know, is the entire campus closed or just certain areas?
No, just the parts near Andy Holt Avenue and Pat Summit.
Okay. And what is this trichloroethylene? Do you know what it is?
It's a dangerous substance that the tanker was carrying near the CSX yard downtown.
All right, we'll check in for more later. Alan Williams here. Once again, we're interrupting programming to bring you the latest on the developing story at UT. Our own Charles Higdon is there at the scene. Charles, what can you tell us?
Well, Williams, across the street from the UT Rec Center, a CSX tanker car tripped over a series of failed train tracks and spilled, containing 5,000 gallons of trichloroethylene and spilled. Most of the substance is still intact, but some has spilled all over the street. Knoxville Fire Department is using sand-wearing hazardous material suits to take care of the substance right now. One railroad worker, 42-year-old David Ziegler, is a track inspector, was in contact with the substance and has been sent to UT Medical Center, where he is now in stable condition.
Charlie, was there anyone else hurt?
Yes, there were 3 other UT students, but nobody else. The UT Police Department has blocked off North Andy Holt, most of the access roads on North Andy Holt and East Pat Head Summit, and there have been no building evacuations yet.
Do we know what this stuff is that spilled? How dangerous is it?
It is known as trichloroethylene. It absorbs the gas, but once exposed, but it's mostly liquid.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Check in later. Alan Williams here. Once again, we're interrupting programming, bringing you the latest on that developing situation at UT. Our own Marina Traconis is there. Marina, what's going on?
I'm at the site of the tanker car spill on UT campus. A tanker car on a siding has tipped over across the street from the CXS, or it's in the CXS yard across the street from the UT Rec Center. What we believe happened is there was failure in the track beneath it. The tanker car contains 5,000 gallons of dangerous substance called trichloroethylene, and most of it's still in the tanker, but a significant amount has leaked out. Some of it is evaporated into a gas, but a lot of it is still pooled here on location, where authorities are using sand to clean it. 1 rail worker and 3 students have been taken to University Medical Center. That worker is David Ziegler, a CSX track inspector, and it has been reported that he's in fair condition, but we have no status on the condition of the students. UTPD has blocked off access between Andy Holt and Pat Head Summit to contain the spill, and Neal Drive is still open.
Okay, do we know about this trichloroethylene? Just how dangerous is this stuff?
It's definitely something to watch out for. Like I said, 4 people have been taken to the University Medical Center to treat injuries.
Okay. Alan Williams here. Once again, we're interrupting programming to bring you the latest on that developing story at UT. Our own Madison Christian is there. Madison, what's the latest?
Well, the latest is the 3 UT students that were injured. 2 of them are in good condition, and 1 is in fair condition. That's the latest we have. There's still a lot leaking out of the tank, but they're trying to stop that by pouring sand on it to not let it spread.
Madison, for viewers who might have missed our earlier broadcast, what specifically has gone wrong out there?
Well, at the CSX yard across from the UT Rec Center, there has been a tanker has tipped over, holding over 5,000 gallons of a very hazardous substance.
Okay. And what is this substance? Do we know what it is?
Yes, it is trichloroethylene, and like I said, it is very hazardous. So the 3 students and the 1 worker that were affected have been taken to UT Medical Center.
Okay, we'll be checking back later for more. Alan Williams, once again, we're breaking into programming to bring you the latest on that developing story at UT. Our own Matthew Underwood is there. Matthew, what's happening?
Thank you. Yeah, Knoxville Stan Sharp had said that as reported, the tanker car had tipped over on the CSX yard across UT Rec Center. The 12 KFD officers are still on the scene. As you can see, they're in their hazardous waste. It was reported that the car contained 5,000 gallons of trichloroethylene, which is a dangerous substance possible to cause harm. And actually, one rail worker, which is David Ziegler, is currently being held in UT Medical Center. He was a 42-year-old track inspector. He's in fair condition as of right now. The 3 students were also taken to UT Medical Center. They are Justin Maney, 19 years old, Ricky Huffstader, 25 years old, and Ashante Washington, 21 years old. The first 2 are in good condition, while Ashante is in fair condition at UT Medical Center. As of right now, most of the liquid is in the tanker, but some has unfortunately spilled out onto the railroad. Most of it's still, some of it is in gas form, most of it's still in the liquid form. As of right now, we'll bring you any more information we have.
Do we know anything about this trichloroethylene, just how dangerous this stuff is? What is it?
It's not really clear at that time what kind of substance it is. They just know that it is dangerous in some form.
Okay, we appreciate it. We'll check back later.
No.
Alan Williams here. Once again, we're breaking into programming, bringing you the latest on that developing story at UT. Our own Taylor Vanderbilt is there. Taylor, what's going on?
Hi, Alan. I'm here at the CSX rail yard across from the UT Rec Center, where officials say a tanker carrying 5,000 gallons of the dangerous chemical trichloroethylene, tipped over due to a track failure. While most of the gas is still in the tanker, a significant amount has spilled, becoming gas. This gas can be dangerous to animals more than humans. Humans can get an autoimmune disease to it, but it's highly unlikely. With that said, there were 4 injuries so far. One was a rail worker, and there were 3 students. The rail worker's name was David Ziegler. He is from Powell. Said he's in fair condition. The 3 students are as followed. Justin Maney, 19. He is in good condition. Ricky Hofstetter, a graduate student, 25, is also in good condition. And Ashante Washington is in fair condition. There have been 3 buildings evacuated: T-Rex, the facility service buildings, and the transportation building. And so far, UTPD has blocked off Andy Holt on the north side of the spill, Pathead Summit Drive on the east side of the spill, and Neyland Drive remains open.
Now, Taylor, we know that UT has ordered the evacuation. Are people still in the building, or is it still getting out?
As of right now, the evacuation has just been ordered, so I'm going to assume people are still getting out, but we can get back to you to make sure when everyone's out, or if we hear that everyone's out, we'll let you know what happens.
I appreciate that, Taylor. We'll check in more later for more information.
All right, thank you.
Alan Williams here. Once again, we're breaking into programming, bringing you the latest on that developing story at UT. Our own Joshua Leonard is there. Joshua, what's going on?
Alan, I'm near the site of the accident, and I can see a team of first responders in hazmat suits moving towards the rail yard. Knox Fire Chief Stan Sharp says that tanker carrying trichloroethylene, a hazardous substance, has tipped over in the CSX rail yard across from the UT Rec Center. The spill is trichloroethylene, a cleaning solvent that irritates the lungs, eyes, and skin, and the team is using sand to absorb what has pooled around the accident. We have a report from CSX that one of the injured is David Ziegler, 42, of Powell, and he is in fair condition at the UT Medical Center. And we have also a report from the UT Medical Center saying that 3 students have been admitted, and one, Justin Maney, 19, is in good condition. Ricky Hufstetler, a grad student, 25, also in good condition, and Ashante Washington, 21, also in fair condition. 3 fire stations have responded to the call in the rail yard, and the report says here we are showing that they are evacuating the transportation and facilities services buildings as well as the T-Rex building. Alan, that's all we have now. Back to you.
So what has UT's response been beyond evacuating the buildings? Have they closed any roadways?
We are showing that Neyland Drive is still open, but they have closed the Volunteer Boulevard and the other side of, shucks, I can't remember.
Okay. Well, we'll check in later. Thank you much. Alan Williams here. We are once again interrupting programming to bring you the latest on that developing story at UT. Our own Olivia Eddy is there. Olivia, what's going on?
Thanks, Alan. It was here where a tanker truck has flipped and is now leaking trichloroethene. So far, what we know is that the Transportation Services Building has been evacuated along with the Facility Services Building. So far, they're trying to evacuate the T-Rex building as well, but so far they haven't gotten everybody out. Now what we want to tell you is trichloroethene is harmful if it touches the skin and is ingested, but other than that, people should be safe. So far, there have been 4 victims, 1 railway worker, and 3 students, all in good condition. What else? Firefighters and first responders are trying to get it out with sand, and we will keep you updated with the latest as soon as we know it. Thanks, Alan.
You're welcome. I'm just curious about the any injured and what their conditions could be.
No, so far, we haven't reported any injured. So far, all 3 students, Justin Mainley, Ricky Huffstead, and Ashante Washington, are all in good condition at UT Medical Center, as well as the railway worker, David Singler.
Okay, we look forward to checking in later.
Thanks, Alan.
I will toss to you. Alan Williams here. Once again, we're checking in on that developing story at UT. Our own Elijah Jackson is there. Elijah, what's happening?
Thank you, Alan. Well, I've arrived here on the scene where behind me we are here at the CSX train yard across from UT Rec Center, and there seems to be a track failure that has led to a tanker car filled with 5,000 gallons of a volatile chemical inside that has spilled over. Now they've blocked off, Knoxville Fire Department has blocked off the north side of Andy Holt and the east side of Pat Summit. So you can see that it's clearly a situation that they want to keep contained, and they've set off a perimeter. There have been 4 not casualties, but 4 occurrences. There are 3 students, Ashanti, I forgot her name. Ashanti and 2 other students, along with a rail worker, who have all been transported to UT Medical. 3 are in fair condition. 3 are in good condition. No, 2 are in fair condition and 2 are in good condition. We've gotten word from UT Medical that 2 students have actually been released after being treated for eye and nose irritation. The other 2 have been treated for the same, but they have yet to be released or have yet to come to my knowledge. Alan, we're looking forward to hearing better news, and they've evacuated they're working on evacuating the T-Rex Center. They've evacuated the transportation facility and the service facility. We're waiting to hear more. This is definitely a chemical that they want to keep contained.
Well, what is this stuff, this trichloroethylene? Just what is it and how dangerous is it?
It's originally a solvent, and it's used as a, what's the word that they use? It's a volatile chemical, and it's used as a solvent. It's a formal chemical, so it's not something that you want to come in contact with. It can be formed into a gas, which is one reason that they're trying to block off the area. And it's gotten to the point where they're using sand to absorb the chemical, and they have 12 officers in hazmat suits.
Appreciate it. We'll check in more very soon for the latest.
Yes, sir.
Alan Williams here. I'm interrupting programming to bring you the latest on that developing story at UT. Our own Paul Bristol's there. Paul, can you tell us what's happening?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Alan. What seemed to be a simple routine drop-off has resulted in a turn for the worst. Here at the CSX rail yard, across the street from the UT Rec Center, a tanker has tipped over, spilling out hazardous waste. Trichloroethylene. Why is that hazardous? I'll tell you. Trichloroethylene does harm to your nervous system, liver, respiratory system. It could affect your heart due to serious exposure. So far, the T-Rex building, Facility Services building, and Transportation Service building have been evacuated. And the 4 people who have come into serious contact have now been released. Justin Maney, Ricky Huffstatter, Ashante Washington, and David Ziegler.
Okay. And how has UT responded to this? What is changing on campus as a result of this spill?
So far, they have cut off roads north of the spill at the Andy Holt Tower and east of the spill from Pat Head Summit Drive, but Nealon Drive is still open for the public.
Okay, well, we'll check in later, very soon for more. Alan Williams here. Once again, we're breaking into programming to bring you the latest on that developing story at UT. Our own Nicole Painter is there. Nicole, what's happening?
Yeah, we are here at the CXX yard across from the UT Rec Center, where a tanker car with 5,000 gallons of trichloroethylene have tipped over. Trichloroethylene is a solvent used to degrease metal, but can also be harmful if touching the skin or getting into the eyes or nose. UT has evacuated 3 buildings close by: the Facility Services, Transportation Services, and the T-Rex building. 4 people have been sent to the UT Medical Center. One of them, the rail worker David Ziegler, who is in fair condition that we heard. 3 students, 2 have been released with just nose and eye irritation, and 1 that is still being treated. Most of the liquid is still in the car, however, a significant amount has tipped over. But the Knoxville Fire Department has sent 12 workers out here in hazardous material outfits to work on the scene. And right now we know that Nealon Drive is still open, but some parts of Pat Summit Drive, Andy Holt Drive have been closed down, and we'll keep you updated when we get more.
Okay, has UT had to evacuate any buildings as a result of the spill?
Yes, they evacuated the Facility Services, Transportation Services, and the T-Rex building nearby.
Okay, well, we'll check again very soon for more information.
Thank you.
Hi, Alan Williams here. Once again, we're breaking into programming to bring you the latest in the developing story at UT. Our own Micah Willis is there. Micah, what's been happening?
University of Tennessee Transportation Services Building, Facility Services Building, and University of Tennessee Rec Center have been evacuated after a failed track caused a tanker car containing 5,000 gallons of a dangerous metal degreaser, trichloroethylene, to tip over at CSX yard across from UT Rec Center. David Ziegler, a CSX track inspector, and 3 University of Tennessee students, Justin Maney, Ricky Hofstetter, and Ashanti Washington, were taken to University Medical Center. All have been released after being treated for eye and nose irritation. Most of this dangerous substance that could potentially cause harmful effects on nervous system, liver, kidneys, and blood remains in tanker, but some have leaked to forming pools or becoming a gas. Knoxville Fire Department officers are on the scene using sand to absorb the substance.
And if one were driving around campus, what would one notice in terms of what's changed?
Pat Head Summit Drive is now closed, however, Nealon Drive remains open.
All right. We'll check back again very soon for more. Thanks.
Thank you.
Alan Williams here. Once again, we're breaking into programming to bring you the latest on that developing story at UT. Our own Kyler Sukram is there. Kyler, can you tell us what's been happening?
Hey, I'm here at the CSX yard across from the UT Rec Center, where a tanker is tipped that contains 5,000 gallons of trichloroethylene. And trichloroethylene is dangerous to you because if you're exposed to it, it can increase your risk of cancer. And so, according to Knoxville Fire Chief Stan Sharp, Fort Sanders Fire Station number 9 were the first responders. And as of right now, there's been 3 buildings that have been evacuated: the T-Rec, the Facility Services building, and the Transportation Services building. And also, there's been 2 roads that have been blocked: Andy Holt and Pat Head Summit. And Nealon Drive remains open as we speak. And the 4 people that have been sent to the UT Medical Center have now been released for symptoms of eyes and nose irritation. And they're David Ziegler, Justin Maney, Ricky Hofstetter, and Ashanti Washington. And,
Okay. Do anything more about this trichloroethylene? You said it was dangerous if it was exposed. What is this stuff used for? What is it? Okay.
I don't know what it's used for. I did look up that it causes scleroderma. So.
Oh, that's dangerous. Well, I'm glad you found some information about that. We'll check in more very soon for more information. Alan Williams here. Once again, we're breaking into regular programming to bring you the latest on that developing story at UT. Our own Sarah Plemons is there. Sarah, what's been going on?
Here at the CSX rail yard across from UT Medical Center, A track has failed under a tanker car, where trichloroethylene has spilled. I'm so sorry. You got me sidetracked with this, Dr. Harmon.
Keep going, we're live.
Okay, sorry. Trichloroethylene has spilled. Of the original 5,000 gallons, most of the chemical remains in the tanker, but a significant amount has leaked. Fort Sanders Fire Station Number 9 was the first to respond, later joined by units from downtown headquarters and Baxter Avenue Station Number 3, as well as 12 KFD officers in hazmat suits. The chemical is an industrial solvent that would inhaled depress the central nervous system, acting as general anesthesia. Extended exposure may also result in liver and kidney failure. Because of this toxicity, 4 people have been taken to the UT Medical Center. David Ziegler, a rail worker and CSX track inspector, Justin Maney, a 19-year-old UT student, Ricky Hofstetter, 25-year-old grad student, and Ashanti Washington, 21-year-old UT student, have all been released from the hospital at this time.
Sarah, what has UT's response been to this whole industrial accident here?
3 buildings have been closed originally, including the Transportation Services Building, Facility Services Building, and the T-Rex Center, all of which UT says will be open in about 1 hour.
All right. Any road closures in the area?
All roads north and east of the Pat Summit and Andy Holt have been closed, but Neyland Drive remains open at this time.
All right, we'll check back later for more information.